Yeah. 63 points. Touchdown, South Carolina. Touchdown, South Carolina. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Coffee Nation. I'm your host, Ernest Dempsey. And I'm here to tell you about a defensive coordinator that probably needs to relearn his craft. Maybe study some books, go to a few workshops, maybe watch some football. Today's the day I may cuss a lot on my show. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Deborah. First one here. Coffee Nation. Jonathan, thank you for the hashtags. I love it. Thank you. Over on YouTube. Much love, everybody. Good morning, Heather LeBlanc. I got my trusty iPad out here because I was going to check. What's up? Good morning, Alden. Tough day in our state yesterday. Hey, it'll make them stronger for next year. But those Titans, buddy, they look good. I like it. I should have my Titans shirt on. They're way more fun to watch. And they're my home state team. When y'all get the new stadium up there in Nashville, I may convert fully. Just because I like where things are going. And I don't think that makes me a bandwagoner. I've always rooted for them anyway. Just not, like bleeding desperately, but I'm getting there now. I'm getting there with them now. I really like the Titans. What's up, Allison? Thank you for the hashtag. Better late than never. Yeah, well, yeah, I drove in from Atlanta last night, so I went down there. I drove down last night and thankfully skipped the Tennessee game. And I went and I drove down to help another author last night. So I was helping her publish her book and walk her through all the steps on Kindle and how to get it on there, formatting things on it. So we spent 2 or 3 hours, I guess, about 3 hours last night working to get her stuff set up and ready to go. So that's exciting, and that's what I did. That's what I did on Saturday night last night. So I drove down to the ATL about 6 o'clock and went out to Marietta, and that's what we did. We just got it done. So it was good. It was cool to do that. So yep, it'll be all right, Alden. It'll be all right. You lose a battle or two, but you win the war eventually. That's how it goes. Take some on the chin. Everybody's got a plan, right? Until they get punched in the mouth. Hello, Keith Reed. Hello, General. Good morning, Carrie Messer. Good morning, Cheryl. Over on YouTube. Thank you very much. Look, it's not that I don't appreciate the Facebook views. I do. But I am definitely trying to build up the YouTube thing for sure. And so, yeah, I was gonna look something up here on my trusty iPad. This case is like, it's not really even a case. It just protects the screen. I should probably have had it like this for years. So far, I've made it, but I probably should have something more protective. I'm inside today, by the way, because my wife's going to a brunch, and so that's part of the reason for the delay. Is I did get in late last night from Atlanta, so I went to bed at like 1:45, so I slept in a little bit. But also I was talking with the wife and kid here for a little bit, talking about the day yesterday. hanging out with a good friend of mine who's one of the most interesting people in the world that I've ever met. I cannot give you his name because he likes anonymity, but it was good to see him again. Let's look this up real quick. When is this going to get going? Oh. Oh, yes. Today. Oh, that's what I thought. Today, it's Qatar versus Ecuador. Ooh, that's going to be a train wreck. That's going to be obliteration. And in front of tens of thousands of sober soccer fans. Because they banned in-stadium beer sales. It's so stupid. Look, it's still got the buy tickets option on the screen. Because nobody wants to go. I will be shocked if all those games are sold out. I'll be completely shocked at that. So what we got here? I'm trying to find I see the bracket. I don't need that. That's the wrong bracket. What is this? That's beyond the group. I want the group stage bracket. I did fill out a bracket. Did anybody else fill out World Cup brackets? I know I'm an author. It should be about books and stories. We'll get to that in history. But I did fill out a bracket. I have Belgium winning it all this time. I love their coach. I love the players, the Kaku and so many other guys that they got on that team. I really like the way they play. So I think it's time for them to finally take the next step with their golden generation and do it all this year. When should we see her? Oh, when should we see her book? What genre? So it's a kind of an urban fantasy story. Her name's April Q. Russell. You won't find it on there yet because we didn't set it up yet. So we haven't set up. We haven't set things for pre-order or whatever yet. I have not read the book, so I'm not sure. What. I know the concept of the story, and so I know that. But I know that April has got a lot of good ideas, and she's got a lot of drive, and she sees a huge picture with things because she comes from film, and so she sees this is a comic book. She sees it as a novel. She sees it as film. She sees it as all these different things. So she's a different kind of author, and it's really neat working with her, helping her with this stuff. So I think it comes out January 27th is what we did, the date we were looking at. Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You doing okay, Paul? Perk forever, baby. I know I need to buy some. I've been without Perk now for like 2 months, and it's time. I've been getting Trader Joe's, saving a little money, but I should splurge on some Perk. Yeah. I figured you would like that quote, Keith. Oh, yeah, you had to double check that. All right, buddy. I'll be done in 20 minutes, pal, and then I'll make you breakfast. So, yeah. So, good morning, Dennis. Coffee and a book day. Well, yeah. I mean, that actually sounds amazing compared to watching really bad football by my team. So, probably be better. I mean, I didn't watch last night, and my team got worked by 30 points by a bad team. So I felt nothing. It was great. I felt no emotions. I wasn't angry or frustrated. I was just like, that figures. Books and history, please. All right. I'll get you. We'll get you to that. lifted the ban on beer again. Okay, they gave the Budweiser exclusive for their non-alcoholic brew. That's gonna be. If you think those soccer hooligans are angry when they're hammered, imagine them not hammered. Stephen Moore's Silent Night thriller is free for a short time. No, I didn't know that, but I know it now. And there it is. There you go. Yeah. Very good. You see, this is the place where I do the promote. You can cross promote, right? You can cross promote on this show if you want to. Got authors that do things that are friends. You can post those links, or certain folks that have worked with them, like Ray. But we don't want that in the group, not in the hunters and runners group. I keep that all about me. That sounds egotistical, but it's not. It's just it's got to stay on. That's our thing, right? Not turn it into a mini BookBub page where we're doing everything else. But this is fine right here, Ray. So if you guys want to check out Stephen Moore's holiday thriller, that's a subgenre right there. Silent Night. It's free right now on Kindle, I guess. Broncos Raiders. Nobody is going to be watching that one. Nobody's going to be watching Bears Falcons except Chicagoans because they're just crazy for the Bears. There have been a lot of bad games this year. A lot of bad ones. Ratings bombs. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Answer questions. I have a question about Adriana's stories. Do you see the action scenes in your head and then write them, or do you write them and then change them later? This is one of the secrets to my success. So I've never read a creative writing book, and I've never read a book on how to write books. The only book I've read about that was a book about building a plan so that you can write a book faster. I did read a book about that. But from what I understand, most creative writing books and books for authors tell you not to do it that way. They try to tell you not to see the scene like a movie playing out, because then you'll write it like a movie and that won't translate. Couldn't disagree more. And hundreds of thousands of people around the world apparently can't disagree more either, because people seem to like the stories that I write. I've had producers tell me that they love the way that the stories flow and the chapters flow. So that's how I do it. I see the scene in my head and I write the scene in my head. If I don't see the scene in my head, then I have to go take a walk or do some push-ups, do my workout, do something else for a little while until I see the scene in my head. And then when I see the scene in my head, it's go time. And I write it out. But I also very often will act out certain action sequences. Like how would I fight this off? What move would I do here if these guys are attacking me? And if it's Adriana, I just visualize myself as her. And that's how I do it. So, excellent question, Shannon Evans. Oh, yep, just to let people know, I need to get back on there. I haven't been on that page in a couple days. Sorry about that, guys. I've been trying to check it more regularly. Yeah, thank you, Allison. Competition ends tonight. Good grief, man. Allison and James do so much stuff for that page. It's just, and they're not getting paid. They're just doing it because they're good. Like, they're just awesome people. So thanks for doing that. I really appreciate it. Do I work with an outline? So in the past I did. I still kind of do it in thirds, but I'll outline the first third of the story, and then when I get close to the end of that, I'll outline the second third, and then the last third of it. But what I did this time with Poseidon was I've actually put together a whole plan, whole scene map of how you get from point A to last point, right? They're kind of general scene descriptions of 8 or 9 scenes in the story. And then as I'm within those scenes, I will plan the chapters out, how we get from this scene to the next scene, what's the transition. So planning like that helps me quite a bit. I have many times in the past worked on a really thin outline and felt my way through the story. And it's harder to stay organized like that. And I'm trying to stay more organized. So forget some things you said and all that. So I started watching. You guys can ask more questions if you want. Always happy to answer. But I started watching Rings of Power last week and finished episode 1, and now I'm into. Did I finish episode 2 yet? Seems like maybe I finished episode 2. Yeah. So now I'm on to episode 3. It's an interesting series. It's definitely written like a fantasy novel, which is like all build up for the first 50 pages. So yeah, nothing happens. They also did so which is fine. That's the genre, right? They did a really good job of taking it and making it feel like Stranger Things. So I don't know if they brought in some of the people that worked on Stranger Things, but there's an element to that feels very much like Stranger Things sort of build up in the tension. So that's I really think that's cool. And now I'm interested to see where the action goes, though. Now I'm at a point where like there's like an orc has appeared, right? And so that buildup is over, and now there's like stuff's gonna need to start happening. But so far, pretty interesting story. Little weird. There's a few elements of it that are kind of off-putting weird to me, but I like it so far. I'm gonna keep going. The what else did I watch? Oh, I haven't finished Andor yet. I'm only in like episode 4, but that one was like just so much build up. I like getting to know those old characters or whatever, but a lot of build up in Andor. I mean, it'll work out, I guess. It's going to be a good ending for this season, but the scenes flow so well. Thank you. That's what I try to do. I try to make sure, if I'm pretty good at a couple things, I think is dialogue and scene flow. That's what I try to make really, really tight. Descriptions and sort of those sorts of things kind of take care of themselves. You don't want to be too heavy on that stuff. Some people are just way too heavy on descriptions. I like to keep descriptions in under a paragraph or even less, a couple sentences. You don't need me to describe 500 ways of how a boat looks, so that holds up the scene. You know what a boat looks like. You know what boat they jumped into when I say they jumped into a 30-foot, Sea Ray cabin cruiser or whatever. So you're like, oh yeah. And if you don't, you can Google it and you're like, I got it. But yeah, thank you. With its important place in history for the age of exploration, why have authors ignored the Canary Islands, not the birds? They are named after dogs, had native Tari peoples in several parts for the jump to the New World. Yeah, so I've considered the Canary Islands, but I have not done enough research on that stuff yet. And watch my kid. But yeah, that's a good point, Ray. And I'll do it. Fine by me. I'll take on the Canary Islands. You want me to put a mystery there? I'll do it. It's challenge accepted, sir. It was that easy. See, Ray? Ask and believe it's been done, and it shall be so, as it was written in the Aramaic. Erie looks like Hoth today. Oh, nice. Expecting a walker to go down to the road. That's cool. Y'all got some snow up there, man. I saw some hilarious pictures from Buffalo, like from the Bills stadium. One says Allen hands off to Singletary, and all it is like all you see is a helmet, like the top of a helmet, buried in snow. So great. Oh, from Mike Albrecht from the page. His 13-year-old son loves the Adventure Guild series. Is there any more in the pipeline? Chandler is working on book 5 right now. And he and I need to meet about that because we need to get it done. It's been over a year since we released an Adventure Guild story, maybe a year and a half or more. So it's time. We really need to release 2 or 3 of those books next year. So I got to meet with him, and we got to talk about finishing that project and getting that out because it's a fun series for kids for sure. So thank you. Yes. I don't have the working title for book 5, but it is in the works. So I just don't know when we're going to have it out. If I had my druthers, it would be mid-spring, right around spring break-ish, that time, which is between the first week of March and the 3rd week of April, because every school system takes a different spring break. You okay, buddy? Okay. You want an outline in 5 days for the Canary Islands story. Yeah, I mean, I guess the people over on my Patreon, you know, if they want that as like an added perk, you know, you get stuff from behind the scenes like that, like outlines, and see my notes, my character notes, and all that stuff. You can get all that on my Patreon. It's for just $10,000 a month, and then you can learn all my secrets. So. I'm kidding. You want an outline in 5 days? I'm working on Poseidon's Fury. Don't you want me to finish that book first? I have done outlines for books while I was working on another book. I've done that before. I guess, you know, okay. Well, this week's weird. My brother arrives today. We're going over to Friendsgiving today. Tomorrow, you and I are hanging out because you don't have school this week, and I guess your mother's working, so it's you and me. And then, well, Granny may come over tomorrow. Oh, I need to ask her.
Uncle Eric's coming today.
He's coming into town today. Him and Aunt Kimmy are coming into
So
town.
we're gonna see them today?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we're going to see Uncle Eric at least because we're going over to the McClartys for Friendsgiving, and I think Uncle Eric's coming to that.
What about Aunt Kimmy?
Don't rattle the dice. That's annoying. I don't know if she's coming or not. I could text her and ask her, but I have to use this device to do that, so I can't text them right now because I'm doing a show. But you know, we only got like 6 more minutes, then I'm gonna make you breakfast. So this week it might be a challenge to write it. It was really loud. Thanks. Oh man, might be a challenge. I don't know how much writing I'm gonna get done this week. It's a holiday week. I'm gonna be cooking on Thursday. I'm gonna be cooking here. What time is it? About 2 hours. I'm gonna be cooking. So But I'll work on something, yeah. Yeah. I'll stay with the Shaun Wyatt book for sure. For sure. Oh, here are things fans are restricted from doing at the World Cup. The World Cup will be alcoholic drinks are part of the World Cup, so we're going to have them. Then FIFA secretary said in 2012. They face religious restrictions, public speech is limited, sex and other social issues. Whoa. You're not supposed to, like, it's got a picture of this Argentine couple making out in the stands. You can't do that. If you're pregnant, you have to show a marriage certificate. Is all of this real? This is from NPR, so who knows if it's real. Fans will need to cover up despite the heat. You have to limit how much skin you can show. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Wow. Wow. So they did allow sales in stadiums for that was Brazil. They're going to have them, but that was then. Now regular fans won't have access to alcohol in matches. That's insane. Wow. I like doing this. I like sharing things like this with you. So this is what I was going to share, though. Where'd it go? Oh, I hate it when my Google feed does that. Oh, where is it? It was a cool article. Oh, I wanted to share this with you. I get these cool history things through my Google app feed, and they know what I want to see with that, and that's really cool. Some people might think it's off-putting or creepy. I guess it's both. Oh yeah. So this article, say what you want about the source, New Lines magazine, whatever, but European cathedrals show traces of ancient Egypt. Isn't that interesting? Durham Cathedral, built by Britain's Norman conquerors between 1093 and 1128, is covered in zigzags. Recently voted the best building in the world by a panel of 50 architectural experts. Wow. The Taj Mahal and Parthenon came in second and third. Was the UK's first cathedral to be inscribed on UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites. Internationally recognized as Romanesque masterpiece. Why do zigzags occur here for the first time in England and in such profusion? Art historians rarely ask such questions. They simply accept it as a given that the Normans invented the zigzag pattern and look no further. That's interesting. So apparently this article is suggesting that migrant workers from Egypt in the Sinai, where they've found similar zigzags, must have done this. Phoenicians adopted it and spread it. Those Phoenicians were there. Hey, if you can read this, thank the Phoenicians. Very cool. That's an interesting article. Anyway, it's in New Lines magazine, and you can see, about that theory there. But that's where I get this sort of stuff. I'm just always looking through things like this, and this isn't something that's like a Shaun Wyatt story where he saves the world because of ancient Egyptian traces through an old cathedral, but it's certainly something that could fit into a story at some point, right? That these kinds of things, I just think it's so interesting. So anyway, check that out if you're interested in that sort of thing. I wanted to share that with you guys. Glad I found it. Oh yeah. Oh, feast day. Oh, is your birthday on Thursday? Oh, that's great. Turkey, cake, and ice cream. You're covering all the bases. You're covering the protein and salt, covering the sugar, and you're covering the fats. All the food groups are covered there. It's what the holidays are all about in rum balls. It's not this one, but yeah, I can see why you'd say that. But you never know. It could lead into one. Very cool. Interesting stuff. Yeah. So I'm going to start doing more of that, sharing more of those things with you guys, both here on the shows and on YouTube, because I think it's interesting stuff. That's why I'm doing Ernest Saves History. Ernest Saves History may be like a little less, pre-filmed and just, well, I'll still probably pre-film it so I can do some edits, but I might just do it off the cuff. I like that. I like that organic. And just throw in the B-roll a little bit, but do it quicker. All right, guys. Look, it's been 30 minutes of pure, fun and hanging out and coffee. I want to thank Trader Joe's again for this delicious brew, and hopefully I'll be getting back to some perk coffee here maybe next time. So if you guys are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hello, Samnosh. Oh, mac and cheese. Is it a side, Jay? No, it's not a side. It's the main course. It is one of the main courses. Oh, you asked me a question. I'm sorry. Look, I missed some comments. I won't leave before I get these. Yes, I love that kid. You like the fireside? Okay, good. Great. I like it too. It's warmer. My cat is like flopped up against the gate, the grate, whatever. The grate goes inside it. The barrier between the fire. She's like melting down there. Aw. What's my favorite Thanksgiving dish? It used to be the dressing. My mom made really, really good dressing for a long, long time. It was my favorite thing. I make a really good turkey on the smoker, but probably my wife's mac and cheese. Megan's mac and cheese is really good. I make really good mac and cheese too. We used to do, for years we were doing, a few years we were doing mac and cheese cook-off to see who made the better mac and cheese. I think we should renew that this year, the macaroni and cheese cook-off. But I got so many things I'm cooking. You know what? You know what my favorite thing is? This is kind of strange. Megan thinks it's disgusting. She won't touch it. My favorite food at Thanksgiving is the green bean casserole. That's my favorite thing. Isn't that strange? But I make it and I love it. I put cheddar in it. The mushroom soup, cream of mushroom soup, the green beans, and mix that all up with love, and then I top it with those fried onions and I bake it, and it is schmeckt gut. It is sehr gut. Love it. So yeah, all right, guys. Well, good morning, Zeke. You're all alone now, Zeke. My balls are done. Season's done. No more college football for me this year. The Vanderbilt game is they beat Florida, so heck, they could probably beat us too at this point. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. Hey, sage dressing or sausage pepper farm dressing? Just okay. I don't eat sausage, but because I don't eat pork. What did my mom put in stuffing? I don't know. I think a lot of bread, and I don't know. I don't know how she makes it. She still makes it, but eggs, I don't know. No idea. Herbs, breadcrumbs, that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, Zeke, I know. Brutal. Hey, they're not ready yet. They're not. Obviously, they're not ready. That defense was suspect all year, and it came out last night. So, defensive coordinator needs to do some real soul searching, because you've got players that can do better than that, and you didn't put them in positions to succeed. That's my opinion. So, coaching's got to do better, and that's okay. I can be a critic. And be the guy that's like, "You should have done a better job." Well, you should have written a better book. Fair enough, because I'm out there for people to criticize too. So, can I do a better job than the Vols defensive coordinator? It'd be hard to do worse. If I hit the punt rush button on Tecmo Bowl, every play on defense, I would not have given up more than 63 points last night. If I had just punt rushed their quarterback every play, man to man, one safety over the top, single safety help, no linebacker help, it would be hard to give up more than 63 points to South Carolina. God. Oh, yeah, very good. And we've got a good recruiting class. And we got the top quarterback recruit coming in. We got some good defensive players coming in. We're going to be fine. We're going to be all good. Yeah, man, that's a strange thing to see. Growing up with a powerhouse of Nebraska, and they beat us a couple times in the 90s, like that team. That program, the fans deserve better in Nebraska. They deserve better. Just like us in Knoxville, we deserved better for all those years. Now we finally got it. Until last night. Ray's birthday's the 26th. Happy birthday, Ray! I'll try to remember to pop in on the group, sing happy birthday to you on that day. What is that day? 6 days away? What is that? That's Saturday, Sunday, or Friday. All right, Black Friday. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you all next time. It probably will be Friday because I got to help with Black Friday stuff here with the party that my wife has. So perhaps coffee Sunday morning. Love you guys. See you soon.